Welcome back to WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. We're live on Radio Row, Super Bowl 54. Our continuing coverage brought to you by our friends at Liberty Pure Solutions. I got the hat working here, as well as our friends at Sporticulture and Royal Farms and Raskin Global. Tim Brown sitting down with us here, and, for Level Select CBD. But, I just overheard before you came by, I think Akbar Baja Miller was here. He said, man, I got to go to Vegas this weekend for a thing. The Las Vegas Raiders.
The Vegas Raiders.
That doesn't roll off the tongue, does it, Tim?
Hey, it'll take a minute, obviously. I mean, I was the LA Raiders,
Right.
That was a little different
Of
for
course.
people. Oakland always felt like the right word to be in front of Raiders. But at the same time, man, I think this is going to be a beautiful thing for the Raiders, the franchise. And that's the thing that matters at this point, what's best for this team. And, as much as they wanted to be in Oakland, they couldn't get the deal worked out. And then when the NFL put the San Diego Chargers in L.A., that just changed the whole deal. So
Tim Brown being joined here on the set.
My man.
You know what? It's never a Super Bowl here unless Doug Flutie comes by, right?
Mm-hmm. That's Tim Brown.
I know. Isn't that cool?
He sits near me. He lets me sit near him at Heisman.
This is Doug Flutie, man. Doug is doing what I thought I was going to be doing. That's announcing Notre Dame games. But they told me we can't have a Notre Dame guy doing Notre Dame games. I was like, why not? I can be partial, but.
Well, this is the best thing.
It's so much fun. It's being involved with that school.
I can't imagine.
It's been a blast.
I can't.
Well, yeah, Doug, I was trying to get you on, and we're trying to fit you in a crowded schedule. Said 11 o'clock. Oh, Tim Brown up here, and your publicist said, yeah, it's just 2 Heisman. I'm like, yeah, I guess we can come together.
Well, they had 3 Heisman Trophy winners in a backfield this year.
Right.
They're a dime a dozen.
Can we talk some football about the Ravens? Because when I envisioned coming down here 3 weeks ago, and I had 200 hotel rooms and 10 buses, and we're 14-2, and Coach Billick, my partner's like, hey, what are we going to do down there? Let's go throw a party like we did in New Orleans.
No doubt.
I didn't envision being here having guys like you saying, well, what happened?
No. Well,
you watched it.
Well, I think it's very obvious what happened. What happened is they shut the team down too early. You cannot go 3 weeks without playing a game and think you can come out in the divisional playoff game and make it happen. It was a rookie mistake by a coach who's a great coach, and I couldn't believe. I was with when we had the Heisman ceremony, we had an autograph session that day, and RG3 was there. And he was telling me then what the plan, that they were not going to play in Week 17. So for them to have planned that means they're already thinking that. So guys are going out there playing, going, if we can win, we get 2-3 weeks off. And I think that you had too young of a football team. This was not a veteran football team. This was a young football team. They should have played, and maybe you pull them out in the second half. But you gotta be ready to play this game, man. And I think they learned a valuable lesson. The problem now is, do you get back to 14-2? Do you ever get back to that situation again? Because now people have all offseason to figure out who you are, and maybe they find the answer for Lamar. Who knows?
Well, you guys have both had disappointments in your career, highs and lows and whatnot. Coming back from this, Lamar coming down here getting an MVP trophy in his hometown that coulda, shoulda, woulda, and never. But that motivates, especially guys like you, right?
Well, yeah. To go along with what Tim was saying, my playoff runs in Canada, the most difficult. I'm just playing with stuff. I need something. I'm picking up Tim's water, moving it over. I fidget. I got ADD. I'm all over the map.
I've lost like 3 bottles already today, so I'm trying to hold on to one.
My toughest runs when I was in Canada were when we had the bye week.
Sure.
The beginning of that next game and having a week off, and the other team comes off an emotional win, and they're on the uptick and gaining momentum, gaining confidence. And there's so much to be said for that. You can't shut it down. And that's a good point, Timmy.
But then you can't have Lamar running around out there against Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 17 either.
Why not? It's football. That's what he does for a living.
You do it. I stayed in. I played 4 quarters and then overtime.
You guys are the problem. Yep. You guys are.
And the agent's saying he can get hurt. You can get hurt crossing the street.
Come on, man.
If you stay home on the sideline and you're not paying attention, you get hurt on the sideline. Some guy run into you. Just get on the field and play football. That's what you do.
This is almost an outrageous take on it. I mean, we don't hear that much.
This is what you
in
do.
the aftermath,
because the game has changed so much. When we went to the AFC Championship, we went to the Super Bowl in 2002. We had to win that last game to get the bye, so it was easy for us. But we were 30. I was 35. Jared was 38. Rich Gannon was 37, 38. But we were looking forward to playing. I mean, it wasn't like, oh man, we got to go play. We were looking forward to playing. 2000, we had the bye going into the last game, but guess what? We all played into the second half, and then we came out. So I mean, there's a way that you have to condition your body to keep going. And for them to shut down, and again, this had been talked about maybe at the beginning of December, that if we do certain things, it may not have been the whole team, but obviously they knew that there was a plan to shut Lamar down. So I just think that it was very shocking for me for John Harbaugh to make that mistake.
Doug, you were always sort of a maverick, and anybody that selected you as a quarterback wanted to do things maybe a little differently. Though Lamar and those 12 weeks of winning and utilizing college concepts and different kinds of concepts that so many teams didn't want to take that chance. For both of you, talk about the concept of offense and what the Ravens do, zigging when everybody else is zagging, right?
I tell you what, it comes to playoff time, we saw more than one or two teams run the option down on the goal line. Come playoffs, everything is on the table. So the big fear is having all this stuff in the offense. Can your quarterback stay healthy in the NFL for 17 weeks? It's tough. If you got a guy running the ball, whether it's 10, 12 times a game, Lamar is so elusive. He doesn't take a lot of big shots. He's that athletic that he knows and can avoid. But that's the big variable. It's not the offense. The offense, they obviously love the idea. When you use the quarterback as a runner, you can block everybody. You can get a hat on a hat. You can do things that you can't do. So that's, I wanted that when I was playing. I did that when I was in Canada and had a lot of success. But when you get in the NFL, the commodity at the quarterback position, and finally they're saying, you know what? It's too darn good. We got to take that risk, and we do it.
Yeah,
they go ahead and run them.
You have to do it. I mean, it may be Lamar plays 9 years instead of playing 15 years, but it's going to be an incredible 9 years, And I think for him, he has to understand that I don't know if he ever gets to the point where he is a pure drop-back quarterback, because that's not what he's ever done, and I don't know if you can develop that in the NFL. But at the same time, if you're having the kind of success that he's having right now, the thing is everybody wants to eventually be Joe Montana. You take what happened with Cam Newton. Cam eventually wanted to be a drop-back quarterback. Well, that's not who you are, big guy, and it's showing up. But at the same time, you can be effective. Maybe you don't run as much, but there's just certain things you have to do. And right now, Lamar is the best running back in the NFL, as far as I'm concerned.
Tim,
I'm
sorry.
ahead.
Tim, as a wide receiver, how do you have to change your mindset to play in an offense like this?
It's tough. It's really tough, no doubt about it. To me, it's the equivalent of my senior year at Notre Dame. We ran the wishbone.
Right.
When Terry Andresiak got hurt, we brought in Tony Rice, and he couldn't hit the side of a barn if nobody was rushing him. And so we went in the wishbone, and he was like, I'm playing wide receiver, and we're in the wishbone. So they put me in the backfield, had me lead blocking on people. I was like, this is not what I signed up for either. But you just have to. But we were winning football games.
Sure.
So that's the trade-off. You don't get the numbers, but you get wins, and if you're a team player, that's what it's all about.
Tim Brown, Doug Flutie joining us here. You guys got things you're promoting. I want to give you an opportunity to talk about Level CBD.
Yeah, I think Doug, maybe a couple years ago when we were at a golf tournament, was telling me something about something that he was doing. Maybe it was something else, but anyway, man, Level Select CBD. These guys, came to me and wanted me, and I have never, been one to partake on the other side of this, if you know what I mean.
THC,
right? So
some people confuse my little planners with that, but that's all right. That's fine.
Yeah,
Curio Wellness, we love you too. Go ahead.
Yeah. So for me, it was really about the cleanness of the product, and these guys, they own their own farm, so they're really able to make sure the products are super clean.
This is a roll-on.
That's mine. That's what I have.
This is
no, you don't want to put it under there.
What is this?
Yeah, you roll it on whatever you got.
Oh, you roll it on. Oh, I thought it was literally a deal. I
is
had
it
no
a
idea.
painkiller or an anti-inflammatory?
Anti-inflammatory, yes, anti-inflammatory. So, it's been great. So I have.
So
a couple
I had
spots.
knee surgery. I had chondromalacia, 2006.
Roll it on.
So this on the spot. Okay.
Bam. And you'll feel it.
Same with this?
Same with the cream. The cream is a little bit more intense, I feel. So, but the roll-on for me works great, man. So they have a BOGO going on right now. Buy one, get one 50% off. You may be level 1, man. I'm level 2, so I use a level 2 product.
Level 2 is higher in strength for a higher level of muscle soreness. Yeah. Well, you play football.
Yeah. Well, they got a level 3
He's
too.
He's probably level 6, man. I saw what he did.
I got nothing left in the knee over there, so yeah, I'll be helping.
But anyway, yeah. So it's been incredible, man. Being able to partner with a company that's trying to change the industry a little bit.
And Doug, what do you got going on, man?
Flutie Maximum Football. You can go at maxfootballgame.com, and it's a download, or you can get the units themselves. It's a video game that you can really be specific and make your own teams, your own uniforms, all that. You can play college rules, you can play pro rules, you can play CFL rules. It really was jumping off the shelves when we introduced it this year. And the college kids knew more about it than I did. When I was going around doing the games and interviewing kids, all they wanted to know is how did they get it. Wow. Because the ratings online were actually, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but higher than Madden. On the ratings on the game when it was coming out. So it came out this year. You can get it online at maxfootballgame.com.
Any Flutie Flakes? We got anything going on? No?
Flutie Flakes as well. We did a 20th anniversary box this year. I went back up to Buffalo to a game for the first time, and the people were amazing. So FlutieFlakes.com, you can buy those still, and that's all about my foundation and raising money for autism. But the people in Buffalo were nuts. I played 3 years in Buffalo. I went back to a game for the first time. It was like I was Jim Kelly.
Yeah.
They were amazing. The people were just absolutely amazing.
Last thing for both of you before you go, good football game here. I mean, it sucks we're not in it, believe me. Yeah. But this is a good game. This is something we're going to talk about this week.
It really it's the matchup of atypical NFL style football, run the football first, play action, make some big plays in the pass game against wheel and deal and let it fly and that's the way I love to play. I love to play the way Mahomes plays it and sling that thing around and just make a play.
For a Raider, this is like the worst Super Bowl ever, right? You got the 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. So
I'm
dying over here. Can we have a major power outage with 2 minutes to go in the game or something? Nobody wins.
He's going out to Vegas, the Vegas Raiders, huh?
You can have fun in Vegas. Right. Console yourself that way.
This is a classic to me, offense versus defense, right? I mean, who's going to win? Is it going to be Kansas City? Or is this San Francisco defense going to be able to slow down Kansas City? And I don't think that's possible. These guys they have too many moving parts, man. Too many fast moving parts. So, but anything can happen. If that front four for San Fran can jump up and do what they need to do, there's a possibility they could, make Mahomes make a mistake or two. But if they can't get to him, man, it's going to be a long day.
When you can get pressure on the quarterback with four, it makes it so tough because you can play coverage, you can defend, and even though Mahomes' numbers, I guess I saw Mahomes' numbers are better against 4-man or 5-man rush than 4-man rush.
Yeah.
So,
7 in coverage. I think all but one of his interceptions have come against 7 in coverage.
Yeah,
so.
I mean that amazes me because you usually with a 4-man rush and have time, a guy like him will just buy as much time as he needs to find somebody. I would think. Yeah. But not necessarily. So when you bring in 5, you're seeing more man coverage, and he's better against man coverage.
I have never had a crab cake with Doug Flutie in Baltimore, but you're never going to eat a tourist crab cake in my town.
Nope,
we'll get you down to
absolutely not.
Streets Right. Tim, thanks for coming by.
Jumbo lump.
And thanks for all your staff for making this happen together. We had the 1943 Heisman Trophy on this table literally the other day. It's on an auction with Hunt. Said it's going to be a couple $100,000 like that, whatever.
Cool.
And
heavy.
And
heavy.
35 pounds-ish?
37
almost as heavy as you guys. It's boom on the table.
Yeah, I separated my shoulder today. I was trying to lift the stupid thing up there. Put it over your head. Yeah, the hell with you guys.
It's not the Stanley Cup. Doug Flutie and Tim Brown leaving the set. Super Bowl 54, our ongoing coverage, all brought to you by our friends at Royal Farms. Real fresh, real fast. Our friends at Sporticulture and Liberty Pure. And Raskin Global. I got to get the investments out instead of the lip balm, but you can find them at raskinglobal.com. I am Nestor. We are WNST.net, AM 1570. Find it all out in the buy at Toyota.com audio vault as well. And we never stop talking Baltimore sports here in Miami.